Hey mamas, it's me here. It's been 5 years since I made a video, but there's a good reason why. So I'm here to tell you why I have been missing for a long time, and then also just a little bit about what's going on lately. So 5 years ago, 2021, I believe I mentioned in some of my videos that I was training for a full Ironman. So that was the first year post COVID. Everybody's getting back to racing. And I had just lost like 30 pounds. I was in amazing shape and I was turning 40 that year. And I did, in fact, do Ironman 70.3 Des Moines, which was the very first time they did Des Moines. I think they discontinued it at this point. And then I did a full Ironman October of 2021, I did Ironman Indiana, which was a one-time only event. Um, it was the Muncie Half Ironman, but they created an event with the Muncie 70.3 called Ironman Indiana, which was basically like we did it at the same time as the Muncie 70.3. It was just like basically like a double loop of everything. But I did that race and I finished in 14 hours and 36 minutes. So I became an Iron Mama. And after that, I disappeared because if you are thinking about doing a full Ironman, I'm not saying don't do it, but there is a chance it might kill any motivation and love you have for the sport of triathlon. And that's kind of what happened to me. I'm not going to say it completely killed everything. I didn't expect to like do an Ironman and then just like not ever do another triathlon again. I wasn't like, a person that was like, oh, I'm going to do an Ironman. And once I get that finish, I am done. Um, I, I expected to have to take recovery time, but I did not expect to like not want to look at my bike or run for like ever after that. Um, so I did Ironman in October and then just kind of like I guess I went through kind of like the Ironman post race blues that they talk about, which is a real thing, and a lot of people deal with it. But I had no motivation to do anything but swim because the swim is what I like. And I always get kind of like seasonal depression around the holidays and stuff, and winter is just kind of like a tough time for me anyway because of some like personal issues that I experienced in the winter, and it's like triggers come back. Um, but by January of the like so October is the race. By January, I was like really having a hard time. And I was like, I need to find something to motivate myself and focus on to like pull myself out of this. So at that point, I had been swimming with my master's team pretty regularly, and they were talking about going to the national championship. And I looked up the cut times, and it turns out I actually had like 3 or 4 cut times for that. And they were going to be flying to San Antonio in April for that. And I was like, oh my gosh, here's something to do. So I did it, and I had an amazing time, and I swam some of like the fastest time, literally the fastest times I've ever swam. And it was just so much fun. And in that following summer, I did a couple of sprint distance races, but I didn't really train. I just kind of like I did a little bit of biking and a little bit of running, but I just wasn't into it. I just did them because like I didn't know how to not do triathlons because it's just like in the fabric of who I am. So I didn't expect anything crazy, and I didn't do any amazing like I didn't place high or like have a great time with any of those races in 2022. It was just 2 of them. Just did them with friends of mine. Um, and so I just kind of was like, why am I doing this? Like, I don't want to. I don't know. Like, what do I do? So then over that fall and winter 2022 to 2023, we put our house on the market. We lived in Illinois. We ended up moving to Northwest Indiana. So like the whole stress of like moving a family with 5 kids and then completely like uprooting, like leaving my friends that I train with was tough. And so summer 2023 was the first summer I took off completely Barely swam, did not bike or run really, like just a tiny bit, but I didn't really train for anything, and didn't do any races. And it was the first summer I did not race, um, since like 2013. So like 10 years, with consistent racing every summer. And then I found out there was a triathlon club in Northwest Indiana. Shout out Northwest Indiana Triathletes. Awesome club. If you live in the area, you should check them out. And I started doing a little bit of stuff with some of the people, the local people around, and getting more into swimming. Again, made some friends at the YMCA, the local YMCA. Started swimming with some buddies, new buddies, and still just really loved swimming more than anything, which I still do. So I ended up going to 2 more nationals in 2024 and 2025. I went to national championships and did some swim meets and stuff and was pretty serious about swimming. But I did, in 2024, I did a sprint triathlon and was like, okay, it was all right. I wasn't really serious, but like, it's okay. Um, and to be quite honest, like perimenopause, middle age hormonal changes have like hit me like a ton of bricks. So I gained weight after my Ironman, which is very common. A lot of people, like, your body doesn't know what to do. Like, you're still so hungry because your metabolism is like, feed me. But then, like, if you're not really like going into some intense training, you're typically your metabolism gets all screwed up. So I gained some weight immediately after the Ironman from, just from that. I think I even gained some weight in the tail end of my tapering from Ironman too. And then like within the move and the stress of moving, like stress eating and then not training and then perimenopause and hormonal changes, put on weight. So by the time I moved, I was already like at a higher weight than where I started at when I lost the 30 pounds before I did my Ironman training. So, and I get very like emotional about my size and my fitness level. I just feel like very down on myself when I like look at other triathletes, and I know I shouldn't do that. I like, comparison is the thief of joy. But I would like look at other people and be like, oh my gosh, I should look like that. Look at me, look at my body, look at I'm so slow, rather than like, look what I can do, which is what I really should have been saying to myself. And now I know that. But either way, so 2025, I did another sprint triathlon, and then I did an Olympic distance, which it went okay, but it was 100 degrees, so it was hard. And now it's 2026, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get more into this. So I did a diet revamp with my macronutrient breakdown and my calorie deficit over this past winter. And I did lose about like 15 pounds since last summer. Still heavier than I want to be, but I'm going in the right direction. I did a lot of strength training over the off season and a lot of swimming. So I did a sprint triathlon on June 20th this year. And it went okay, but still not what I would like. And I have another one next week, another sprint, and then I have an Olympic distance in September. So we're getting back there. But I'm here to say hi to everybody. I hope some of you are interested in watching this video after all these years. But I feel like right now I kind of like, number one, needed to make sure that you guys who are thinking about doing a full Ironman fully understand that you can lose your love of the sport after it. So be prepared for that, because I wasn't. And you're probably going to go through some blues unless you sign up for another race right away. And you're probably going to gain some weight if you're prone to that kind of thing. So be prepared for those 3 things. I'm not telling you don't do an Ironman. It was a great experience. It was the most selfish thing I ever did, but still, it was awesome. But I am here to like say, hey, I'm going to be 45 in August, and I'm a bigger body size now, but like I'm trying to find my why again, and just get back out there and having fun, and stop like trying to not compare myself to other people, and just get back to like the reason I started this in the first place was because I wanted to celebrate what my body could do. And so if you're comparing yourself to other people and their speed or their body size, stop doing it. But I hope to make more videos in the near future, because I know that we all need solidarity and motivation and try to stick together. And I'm no better than anybody else, but I'm the mother of 5 kids. Now, I don't know if I can say that kids. My oldest is 19 now. She's in college. But my youngest is 8, and so we're kind of like in a new era of life, and these hormonal changes are definitely a new era for me. So solidarity to you women who are in your middle age and going through changes, because man, it sucks, but we're going to get through this together. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.